Does anyone think about the victims of crime? 30 years ago, it wasn't mentioned or thought of. Today, victims now have rights and assistance to help them through an unimaginable period of their life.
We wanted to say, hey, wait a minute, you harmed another human being. And that got us on the victim thing, really, in terms of, and the more we looked at that, we found there were 25, 30 free services for offenders in our county. And we were doing a bunch of them, and nothing except for the cruiser and the emergency room for victims. You make a difference in their lives, and it's hard. You go tell somebody their kid's not coming home. It is the one thing that strikes at our vulnerability. And it's the one thing that brings trauma into more people's lives in this community than anything else. And it was kind of why we said, wait a minute, a justice system that does not address this is not fair, and it's not just. And so that's why we started this. And we started it so that, and we located ourselves in the police department, Akron at the time, and now 2 more, so that we're out where it happens, and then follow that case across. And almost all the victim services in this county, we kind of pioneered. We have always made bricks without straw. I mean, right now, we'll work 15,000, 20,000 people a year, one way or the other. But if there is a violent crime, you can pretty well bet we've been there and worked on it, including not just crimes, but automobile crashes where people are killed or seriously injured, suicides. Well, the agency goes out and works with family on scene in a suicide. So we operate this whole thing on about $800,000 a year. We do it on a shoestring, but it's good stuff.
The last thought anyone would have is being a victim of a crime or assault. We live our lives every day with the joy of being with family and the expectation of being in a safe and secure world. But this world is shattered on a daily basis for hundreds of innocent people.
This is Akron General. Yeah, are you sitting down? Oh my God. Chuck Sandstrom is in ICU. And I immediately just started hyperventilating. Is he gonna make it? They wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
Is he dead? Is he alive? He's in critical condition. His injury, he was assaulted at 10 o'clock the night before. And I understand laid on a stoop with trouble breathing, his teeth knocked out, his head swelling up. I'm diverting back. I went back to that crime scene again and again and again and again and again. I just had to go back. I was with him, and then I'd go back to the crime scene. I talked to the neighbors. I looked at the blood on the porch. I found his tooth. I recreated in my mind where his head hit the wall. I recreate, how many times was he hit? People heard it. Was it twice? Was it 3 times? Where did the fist go? Where did his head hit? I just had to review it over and over and over again, and I still, I can't. Dumbest things. Do you know how many times people get punched on TV and it's funny? I can't look at people getting punched in the head. It upsets me. It's like I have a traumatic vision of what that looks like, even though I didn't see it. I've just pictured Chuck 1,000 times having that happen to him. And he's so gentle, and he's so fun, and he's just so laid back. But Chuck, with who he is, for someone to do something so violent, is the thing that still takes my breath away. When we tell people what happened to us, the very first question people ask every single time, what is it?
Have you caught the guy?
Yeah, that's everyone. Have you caught the guy? And we just kind of go, no. And we just kind of go, because that has nothing to do for us. I realized for me, the first justice that came for us came from victims' assistance. They met us at the hospital and said, we see you. You have been devastated. You're still in shock, and we're here to catch you. I mean, there was this woman, Donnell. Who the hell is this woman? you know, and she got my permission to, you know, to advocate for me. And I'm just, you know, whatever. I mean, I had just arrived. But justice started for us when someone saw, you've been devastated. You're going to need help with restoration. We received really a generous compensation. It was a lump sum that compensated for Chuck's loss of salary for a short time. And at that moment, I was able to go, it was justice. It was justice. Suddenly, I didn't have to be somebody who was about to be committed for a stress disorder. Suddenly, I was someone who could take care of my home. Suddenly, I was someone who could spend some time getting some rest and taking better care of my husband. That's justice. I'm still moved by who Bob Denton is, and how he came to care about this cause and make it his world and his life. But what he said to me at that time was just, first of all, his spirit was very broad. He was just able to take it in a really just quiet way. And he told me one sentence, and it's the sentence that helped me. He said, well, very gently, victims of trauma, he says, time will pass, months will go by, months will, you know, things will start straightening out, you'll put things in order. He says, you're going to have days where you don't even know why, when you are just can't move. Well, it's been 7 months, and there have been days when I don't know why I can't move. And Bob Denton told me that. And so I have a guide in this territory of extreme trauma. If someone were to ask me about victims assistance, I would want them to know that there was an organization that gets it totally, understands personal devastation, understands how overnight your life is rattled and shaken to the ground, and then there's the after effects. It's like an earthquake.
Each year, the Victim Assistance Program works with approximately 20,000 people in Summit County who are directly or indirectly affected by crime. It's not just our job. We want to help.
You know, these things don't have an end to them, really. They, you know, you move on, you put some meaning to this thing, you incorporate it, it's a chapter of your life. And the neat thing is, and I think this is the hope that we can give people, is that, you know, there's another chapter coming. This is a tough one, but what you're going through is okay. Bad, hurts, wish we didn't have it, but you're going to make it, and it's okay, because this is normal to get through these kinds of bad things. I don't know too many people who make a bigger dent in the quality of life for people either. When their backs are against the wall, and there's a way out.